Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay. Hey, that was a bad.
You had to use your other hand.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, guys? 大家好. And this is China on the Internet, episode 2. My name is Rob Chen.
I'm Christina Chen.
And we're not related.
No, we're not. All right, Rob, how was your weekend?
My weekend's been really chill. It's been really, really chill. I watched a lot of anime.
Wow.
Of this one show called Black Clover. It's a really, really cool show. As I'm waiting for My Hero Academia to come out with its 4th season, I've been watching Black Clover. It's about mages. Really, really cool. Check it out.
I have no idea what you just said, like, at all. Like, those words are foreign language. I don't watch anime.
Yo, you gotta hop on the anime route.
Maybe
girl.
I will.
Crunchyroll or Hulu, Netflix, they all have them.
There's so many streaming services now.
They really are.
I feel like we need to really go and follow, China's steps and just have one platform.
Just have one?
Like one, like Yoku is, I feel like, their main. We have Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and... So,
yeah, there's a bunch.
There's so many. I can't keep up with the payments. I'm like, I just have Netflix now.
You just have Netflix.
I'm going to share with my sister.
Yeah, I bum off Netflix and Hulu and everything from my friends. I don't have any of these profiles.
I did not watch anything on Netflix this weekend, though. I was out and about, which was great. Yeah, so it was World Pride in New York this weekend.
Yes, it was.
Which was awesome. I didn't particularly participate in the specific parade, but I did see it go by. When I was at work, we had decorated. We had all these flags out, and we had specifically Pride-themed classes happening at the studio that I work at. And, yeah, what's cool about Pride this year is that there is a lot of positive change happening, especially in China.
In China and in Asia.
Yes.
All throughout.
It was last week of May, I think, right before Pride Month, the U.S. Pride Month started, that same-sex marriage was just legalized in Taiwan, which is the first place in Asia to do so ever.
Ever.
So cool.
Congratulations, Taiwan.
Yes, woo!
Yes.
We love, literally, we love.
Love is love.
Yeah, I saw all the photos from they didn't have a parade, per se, but it was a huge celebration in the streets. Everyone just showing up, showing out. It was awesome to see.
I saw pictures of it online.
Yeah, we can pull them up.
Yeah, we should pull out some
for
of these
NPR.
pictures.
Oh, yeah. Well,
it's so beautiful.
It is so beautiful, and everyone just in the streets.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that was
really
awesome.
Cool because I remember hearing about it back in 2017, and at first I thought they've already legalized it in 2017, but then when I was doing more of the research, I realized no, they have been talking about legalizing it. And so they gave the government 2 years to legalize same-sex marriage in Taiwan. And so just this year, it was passed, which is
so awesome.
It's insane to feel that, like being an American, same-sex marriage has only been around for maybe decade or so.
Not even,
right?
and not even in all states anymore. Yeah,
and not even in all states. So then to see it on the other side of the world where it's non-existing.
Yeah, and it's just happening now.
It's just happening.
Because you think we're light years ahead, but at the same time, things are just beginning to change.
Things are just changing.
But you got to keep a positive attitude. You got to be like, okay, it's happening.
It's happening, and we're here for the ride, and we're here for this beautiful journey.
Yeah.
There's actually I was actually also reading that leading up to the legalization of same-sex marriage, there was also some backlash too. There was a bit of backlash from the conservative side in Taiwan, and because if we're talking about Taiwan, I think it's also safe to say to talk about China as well, just because of that relationship, politics aside, and I remember there's an article that I read where Weibo got some backlash as well because they banned any pro-gay
content on their feed.
And hashtags on Weibo.
Yeah. That happens on WeChat too in China for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
censorship and everything.
Yeah.
Yep, that's part of it too.
But it's awesome to see that this is happening. And it did kind of go under the radar because I think Pride Month
really
started in
did.
the U.S. and then everything with the U.S. kind of took over. But I think it's important
Classic U.S.
I think it's important to note that other countries and other places are also making strides towards progression, which is, I think, amazing. So Pride Month in Taiwan's going to be in October.
Yeah.
So that'll be later on. But they were having celebrations with us all month long, too, which was amazing to see. So, yeah, that's really awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah, woo! But you just came out with a new music video this weekend, right?
I did. I guess that's what I also did this past weekend, too.
Yeah.
Finishing up the final edit for that.
We'll link it in the
We'll
swipe
link
up
it
thing.
somewhere. Shameless or very shameful plug. Yes, we'll have that.
It's called Late Night Train. It's a great song.
I tried.
I was
Oh.
yeah, really cool video. But you were saying that you were really obsessed with this other video that you wanted to show me, right?
Yes. So I'm a huge fan of this collective called 88rising, and for those who don't know, it's pretty much this entertainment company that represents Asian talents. I wouldn't say it's not exclusively representing Asian talents, but a lot of their talents come from Asia, like Indonesia, Malaysia, and China. They have acts like Joji from Japan and Rich Brian from Indonesia, and so he actually just released a new music video about 5 days ago. It already has over 5 million views on YouTube.
Wow.
He's actually the first solo Asian artist to hit #1 on the billboards. At least that's what it was like 2 years ago. When he first released his like debut album, it hit like #1, and he was like the first one to do it. Now there's like BTS, and like they've smashed all these records, but Rich Brian was the one who had his first like solo one. He's the first solo album to like have hit #1. So he released this new song called Yellow.
Wait, why is it called 88? I've heard of them, obviously, but
You've
why
heard
is
88 Rising.
why is it is 88 rising? Are they 88 because 8 it's a lucky number?
Yes.
In China?
8 is lucky number, and there's happiness.
Okay.
So like the 88, and then the arrow that points up is kind of like their logo. So yeah, they're very in tune with the Asian culture.
And they rep Nicki, right?
Yes,
Nikki,
they rep
yeah.
my girl Nicki.
She's a super talented singer, rapper. She's
She's super talented.
yeah, I love her song "See You Never." Great song.
She's just phenomenal.
It's a bop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna watch this video.
Yes, Christy, my sister, has not seen this
Never seen it.
video yet. So
I haven't even heard the song.
Yeah, you haven't even heard the song. So I'm very curious to see what you think
right.
of the song. We're gonna have a live reaction on this
All right.
podcast.
And you can watch it with me too.
Yes, we'll watch it together, guys.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm excited. why am I fanboying right now?
Because it means a lot to you.
I guess. Yeah.
Where's this filmed, you know?
I don't know.
Looks
where
like
it's filmed.
California.
Looks like California. But yeah.
Looks like a Southern California home.
I just love the visuals in this. He also sounds mad different too from his normal. I'm like, how does he breathe in that, yo?
And this is Rich Brian.
This is Rich Brian. Yeah. He was homeschooled, and he learned English on his own.
No way.
Yeah.
His voice is beautiful.
This is my first time hearing him sing. He normally raps. I'm like, damn, I could play a stunt double.
I'm like trying to self-promote while watching this video.
My favorite line's coming up.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's fucking gnarly, yo.
So it seems like it's a lot of his like internal
Yeah.
turmoil with himself.
Mm-hmm. And he has a line where he talks about being yellow just before. Breakfast for lunch, you gonna swallow my sons. Oh my god.
Who's that?
That's a featured artist. I actually don't know how to pronounce his name.
But like in the story of the music video, like is that his neighbor? Or is that his...
I feel...
Oh, and the house is on fire now, and he's watching... Oh, this is the neighbors. Okay.
Sad boy mood. Sad boy mood. No. Freaking eyes crazy.
Yeah.
Looking.
Oh.
Yeah.
Change of scenery. Okay.
Mm-hmm. He shot this in New York.
Yeah, I can tell the train.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Mom.
Freaking love the violins and strings in this.
Yeah, super different from all the other songs that they normally produce.
Yeah.
Am I just...
Well,
Wow.
they this is the first time I'm hearing Rich Brian like in this type of sound. So for me, like, I got pretty hyped over it because like normally I'm like, he raps. I first heard him come out with this song called "That Stick," and it was more of a comedy song. So he didn't start off rapping. He started off doing comedy, and he like posts stuff on like Twitter. He made like funny videos and stuff. Oh. So his first music video. Yeah, so his first music video was just it's called "That Stick," and it was just like this like funny little song, and I was like, yo, this is like weird, awkward Asian kid with a fanny pack, and he's like trying to be a hood as yes, I apologize. And bleep. But now he's coming up with like a lot of like these cool songs, and he's got like a lot of hits with his music, and this is the first time I'm hearing him like on some melodic stuff.
Yeah, it's cool to hear the difference between the typical music that they normally produce. Not that I would say that they have only one kind, but that this was definitely more melodic. It was more of a song. It was really moody. The video was...
How'd you think of the video?
It just like left me with a lot of questions, and his relationship with himself and his friends clearly, and his mom, and it was like a montage towards the end, which I thought was super beautiful. I loved all the colors. I thought it was like the video itself was beautiful, amazing. Technically. Yeah. I was just very curious about the story that it was telling.
He started off just having all this like stuff wrapped on
the
him.
Saran wrap,
like, Saran wrap.
Well, they're gonna see it, like watch it too.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like the whole music video is kind of like a representation. Maybe I'm going too deep into this, but it kind of represents like how he's feeling. Like, I think part of it is him being Asian and being like yellow, or in my words, like golden. To have that and to like, because he says, I think his line was like, I think you hate me because I'm yellow, or it's like you can't like love me because I'm yellow.
Well, they had them when the house was up in flames and the yellow was reflecting on the broken glass. It gave this really beautiful golden glowing feeling.
So
I
love
like
that
taking
look.
it back. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
So 88 Rise. So that's awesome. So this was obviously we just watched that on YouTube. But is it on Youku? Like, is it doing well?
That's a good
China
question.
as well?
I don't, because I guess as an American, I've just been looking through the American platforms like YouTube.
I mean, they are on Youku. Here
they
it
are
is.
on Youku.
Yeah. See how many views it has.
Because last year, Midsummer Madness, like their album, and 88 Rising as a whole, as a collective, they won Artist of the Year last year in China, which is huge because they've only been around for only a few years. They've only been around for a very, very short time, and they've already like climbed. They went like boom up. I started listening to them towards the end of my time in college.
Yeah.
And so really it's only been like what 3 years, like 4 years in making, 3-4 years in making, and they're killing it.
But yeah, really it's on Youku right now. How do you see how many views are on Youku? I feel like that should be
a thing.
Apparent, right?
Is it because we don't have an account?
Oh, well, you can download it, 下载, and you can share it.
Wow.
I can't see how many views are on it, but I want to find out.
I want to find out too.
It was just published a couple of days ago, 5 days ago, yeah.
The music video just came out 5 days ago in the U.S. They might have different times when they post it in China or in Asia.
June 26th, it says.
June 26th? Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. Yeah. That's amazing that it's being shared on Youku as well, not just,
not just
American platforms. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, one of their acts, one of the artist groups came from China. They're a group called Higher Brothers.
Yes, the Higher Brothers, yes.
And for those who don't know, Higher Brothers, they're like this like Chinese trap group from Chengdu. And so they have, and Chengdu's like accent actually works really, really well with trap music, specifically with trap. So they have a whole sub-community in there in Chengdu and a whole hip-hop scene in Chengdu, so big to a point where there's an American dance group called Kinjas who went all the way to Chengdu and they built an entire dance studio and stadium. I'm going to say stadium, but an arena over there, and they are doing amazing stuff in terms of pushing the hip-hop culture into China.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
that's so cool.
But it all starts with like us and as like the grassroots people to go in there as artists, to go in there to like create new content and new art and to keep pushing pop culture into the next wave.
Yeah, agree.
Yes.
Agree. I wonder if it's on WeChat too. I should look on my phone.
I wonder
later.
if it is on WeChat.
Yeah.
But I do know, I might not know this as much, but I know that there's a whole separate news that just popped up too that's probably like raging heavily.
It kind of broke the internet.
Like it broke like the China internet completely. That's why I hear. But I don't really know as much about it. I feel like you know a ton about this much.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to know more about that.
You know how the whole Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper scandal just happened in the States? This is like kind of the equivalent, I would say, in China. So so did you hear about Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper? Number one?
No, I didn't hear about that.
So they were in A Star Is Born together, but
I know about that.
they each had, like, Bradley Cooper had a girlfriend and Lady Gaga was engaged. And recently, after that Oscar performance when they sang Shallow together and they were like basically, you know, like in love on stage, she called off her engagement and he broke up with his girlfriend. So that like kind of broke the internet like a month ago, I think. But similarly in China,
broke my head.
If you have ever seen, do you watch X-Men? Did you watch the?
I didn't
series?
I didn't watch the recent.
Okay,
X-Men.
so Fan Bingbing is the Chinese actress. She is like the highest paid. She's arguably like the most successful. She's a really awesome actor too. If you've seen her in anything, she's really intense. She's really grounded. She also looks so young, and she's 36 years old. I found out she was 36 the other day, and I was like, what? She looks like she could be my age.
I gotta see a picture.
Yeah, we'll get a picture of her. So anyway, that's her. So Fan Bingbing and Li Chen were kind of like China's it couple, and they broke up last week. They called it. They were engaged too. Engaged for 2 years. Damn. So she was in which X-Men was she in? She was in.
She was probably
Days of Future Past. She played Blink, a character.
Blink.
Yeah, with the green eyes and like the long purple hair, which is
Yeah.
cool because originally it's written for a Caucasian person, and they wanted her to be it, not because she was Chinese, but they just thought she had the look.
Yeah.
So which is
She
cool.
very much has a look for the character.
Yeah, like I could see her doing like Marvel and stuff. You know what I'm
Hell
saying? Yeah. So
Damn.
she and Li Chen,
she was great
they
there.
met doing this show called the Empress of China TV show, and it's like the first TV show to have a woman in power, basically, like being like the
Ooh, wow.
empress. Like,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
That's cool.
So they met doing that TV show a couple years ago, and they were together. They got engaged. They've been basically the star couple of, you know,
I mean, that's
Chinese
that's
Hollywood.
power couple right there.
Power couple.
Damn.
And they just broke up. In this tweet,
Why did they break up?
they didn't really say. Okay, well,
What did
So-
the tweet say?
the tweet was very. I'm going to read it.
Yeah.
Oh, she's 37. Apologies. They issued statements
So
on
good.
their Weibo accounts, which is basically like tweeting. It's like tweeting something. I'm going to read it in English. We experience all types of farewells during our lives, she wrote. I'm thankful for everything, the support and the love you've given me. Thank you for the concern and love that you will give me in the future. We're no
you,
longer
CNN Entertainment.
us, but we're still us. So
So poetic.
it is. It's very, but also very cryptic because they're not together anymore, but they'll always be the same people. I think they still share love for each other, just not that kind of love.
You think?
Yeah. And then Li Chen shared her post and wrote a sweet note saying, from friends to lovers and back to friends, the way we express our affections may change, but our purest feelings will never change. Our mutual trust and support is eternal. And then he also echoed Fan Bingbing's post by writing, we're no longer us, but we're still us.
How do you say that in Chinese, in Mandarin
Oh.
specifically?
I think
we're
she
no
wrote
lo-
like woman, 不是我们, 但是我们是, like she literally wrote the same thing. Like
Oh.
we're not,
我们不是我们，
But-
但是我们是我们。
or 且我们是, yeah, something like that.
而且我们是我们。
It's not. It's on.
Wow.
This is on CNN Entertainment, but so they didn't publish the
Like
Mandarin
the-
tweet. But
yeah.
this is following after. I don't know if you know this. Fan Bingbing kind of like disappeared from the public eye for a while last
Really?
April. She kind of dropped off the face of the earth a bit. She wasn't posting on her Weibo. People were like, "Where is she? Is she missing?" And this was because of a huge tax evasion scandal that she was under fire
Damn.
for. So she's the highest paid actress in all of China.
Damn.
Like she-
How much is she worth?
Let's look that
I'm
up.
curious to know how much she's worth.
I think it's
See, this is cool because
something
like,
crazy. Like she makes like 300 million RMB, which is okay. So it's equivalent to
$43 million.
$43 million. Yeah, that's her
Damn,
income
bank.
last year. She topped Forbes magazine's list of top earning Chinese celebrities last year. She was number one. Celebrities, not even actors, like celebrities.
Wow.
Yeah. So this was last April, by the way. She was missing for like a pretty long time. And basically what I think happened from what I gathered from all these different articles that I've read about her is that she was not paying all the taxes that she owed for these projects that she was doing because multiple contracts were signed instead of just one. So it made it look like she was earning less, so she didn't have to pay more. That seems to be the thing. But everything is settled with the Chinese government. She's paying it back. She's issued an apology. Everything's fine
Do you think
as
she
it
knew?
appears.
Do you think?
I don't know.
Do you think that this is something that like?
I've never worked in China because I'm a U.S. citizen, so
Yeah.
I've never filled out any tax form. I don't really know how it works over there, even
Yeah.
though I grew up there, which is kind of crazy. So I don't know if I filled out a W-9 and a W-4 so many times in the States, right?
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
you have too. So like I know how those work, but like I have
In
no
China.
idea.
Damn.
Zero idea. I'm sure my parents do because they have to pay both U.S. and Chinese taxes.
Oh, they pay both.
They pay both.
Wow.
I know.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
taxes.
Well, because my dad is employed with the Chinese company, but
Oh,
they're both U.S. citizens, but they work
gotcha,
overseas.
gotcha.
Yeah, taxes,
Wow.
dude.
Taxes.
Yeah.
Don't be Wesley Snipes and don't be Fan Bingbing.
Yeah, well, everything seems to be
this-
okay, settled, but this timing is pretty soon after that. So
Do you think
the tax
there's a
had something to do with
correlation?
the, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. It's juicy.
Juicy.
It's there.
Ooh.
But yeah, so Li Chen and Fan Bingbing broke up, and the entire Weibo world is like heartbroken.
Wow.
Everyone's posting all these photos of them.
Like together?
Yeah, because they have some great photos together. Like they're a really attractive couple.
They're really
Yeah.
attractive. I'm like,
Yeah.
how's the
I think he's around the same age, Li Chen.
her ex?
Yeah.
Hey, he
He's
shares
40.
He shares our same last name too.
Well, no, his last name is Li.
Oh, Li Chen.
Yeah. Like Chen is a different Chen.
Classic first like American like mistake.
Okay, to be fair, it says it is on an English. Okay, here's the thing with Chinese last names.
Yeah.
They're last names, but they come first. So if you were to talk to me, like if my Chinese name was Christina, which it's not, it would be Chen Christina, would be how you say my name. But in the States, you would say Christina Chen. So my Chinese name is Chen Mei Ping. So technically my first name is Mei Ping, but Chen comes first. So because his name is Li Chen,
so
his last name is Li.
I thought
You thought it was because it's on CNN. They wrote Li Chen, which makes it with the last name in the last name spot.
Yeah.
So it makes it seem like Chen is his last name.
Yeah. But it's cool that CNN.
It's okay, CNN.
But it's cool that they acknowledge that in China, like it's the last name first.
Yes,
and
that's
what
true.
They did too.
That's true.
So.
Well, then later they wrote Li. 40 is a Chinese actor and director, so they're using his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they use Fan for Fan Bingbing instead of Bingbing. Yeah.
Word.
It's confusing, this last name first name situation, because sometimes we won't even have middle names. Like Li Chen, he doesn't have a middle name.
Yeah, he doesn't have a middle name.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my best friends doesn't have a middle name either.
And it's important to know that his Chen is not our Chen.
It's not?
No.
It's
Chen
different?
with like the R on the top. It's like with the Guang.
Oh, yeah.
And ours is Ardong Chen. Anyway, different characters.
Different characters, yeah. Food for thought. Just stuff to know.
Oh, speaking of food, did you see that the Chinese McDonald's has a new flavor of chicken wings, chicken nuggets?
What flavor is this?
I'm going to show it to you.
Oh, okay. I'm curious to know.
The suspense. It's only available in China. I'm so mad because it's not here. Are you ready?
Coca Cola Chicken Nuggets.
Yes. Can you imagine what that would taste like? Okay, we'll pull up a photo because it looks so good. So it's a collaboration with Coca-Cola, which it's no secret that Coca-Cola is huge in China. But it looks amazing. It's going to be called Cola Ji, which means cola chicken. Is a sweet and sour cooking dish using cola, chicken, ginger, soy sauce, cooking wine, and Sichuan pepper as its main ingredients. In parentheses, the Chinese way.
Yo, that's crazy because when you first typed that in, I was like, what? Coca-Cola chicken? I was kind of sus about that. But now that I'm seeing, like, I'm imagining
the flavors and look at all the photos of, like, it kind of looks amazing.
That does look amazing, actually.
I kind of think of it as like a hot wing, but with like a tangy.
Yeah.
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 I have a feeling it's kind of gonna taste like orange chicken.
You feel so?
Because orange chicken has that. I know you don't like it. I'm gonna talk about my love for Panda Express in every episode, probably.
Keep talking about that.
It's so good. I had it this weekend too. Anyway, see, it's a juicy and savory BBQ style wings. See recipe. Yeah. So we should try to make it. Maybe we'll.
Ooh, yo.
Basically.
Well, the recipe's out there. We can make it.
Oh, according to some, cola chicken comes from Jinan, Shandong, where a cook in a restaurant accidentally tipped over a can of Coca-Cola into a chicken dish.
That was how it started?
That's amazing. That's incredible. What? Can you imagine just a happy? What if it was Sprite? It probably would have tasted bad.
Sprite,
right? Because it's kind of a bland. I feel like Coca-Cola chicken would taste amazing. What do you guys think? Let us know.
Let us know.
Also, if you're watching from China, mayhaps, will you let us know when is it coming out?
Did it already come out?
I don't know. I don't think so. There's definitely an ad, so I'm sure it's dropping. Oh, it's out. Yep.
So, hey, for those who are in China or who have been to China recently in the past couple months and have had this opportunity to try this Coca-Cola chicken, please let us know. 'Cause I want to try this too.
One comment says, this is on Weibo, by the way. While chewing, the skin of the chicken bursts open, giving you a feeling of the carbonated drink.
Yo.
It's sour and sweet with a hint of Coca-Cola.
Damn, that makes me kind of. That's like Haribo.
Yeah.
The Haribo gummies, the Coca-Cola ones.
I've never had those.
Get out of here. Get the
No.
front door out.
I'm proud of you.
I'm trying to curse less. It's going to be my new, not New Year's resolution. It'll be my, like, mid-year resolution.
Anyway, there are more additions to this McDonald's China menu, which, by the way, McDonald's China is great. They have apple pie.
Yo, they're on a whole different level.
Yeah, they really are. I feel like there's this unspoken rule that McDonald's in a foreign country is better than McDonald's in the US.
States? No, it's so true. Like, when I went to China, and it's not just McDonald's. I'm talking, like, Pizza Hut, KFC.
There's a Pizza Hut right near my house in China, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I never go.
Have you been? So you have not been?
I went when I was really little. Yeah, I haven't been back.
Was it sit down?
Yeah, it was sit down.
See, that's the crazy thing. It's sit down. Like, I'm speaking as an American person. Like, I'm used to, like, Domino's, you know, Papa John's and everything, and it's like
you walk in.
You walk in.
Buy
I buy and I leave, and there's nothing like fancy to it. Mm-hmm. And then I remember going to China
and seeing this fancy pizza.
I see like waiters serving me pizza.
Yeah, literally.
I felt like I was in a different universe.
I mean,
or something.
KFC, which is also huge in China, there's like, you can't pass up. It's like equivalent to like Starbucks in America. Like you can't go a block without seeing one.
Chinese people love fried chicken.
They love it.
I love fried chicken.
I love it. We do.
Yeah.
But because the menus are great, because they also offer Sichuan spicy double chicken burger, jumbo milk tea, taro pie.
Yo, they only would have that in China. There's no way they can.
I feel like we need to take a field trip. Maybe next week's podcast we'll just
go to casual trip.
We'll hop a boat.
Hop a boat. We'll be fresh off the boat in China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McDonald's China also introduced a Japanese beef rice bowl. Sounds.
Yo, if there's a way we could get some of these pictures into this, it'll be amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna show you the photos of these, like how we had them pop up last time, because they look so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is making me hungry. This podcast, I think we just have to talk about food every time we are here.
I think part of it is just because we're eating.
Maybe we should make food.
Maybe we should make food
on the next one.
Maybe
like make our favorite. Oh, like a mystery. Like we'll bring like 3 different kinds of chicken.
Oh, we got
one from McDonald's, one that's like from a BBQ chicken. Okay.
One from Pan Express.
One from Pan Express, and see if you can tell.
See if I can tell.
We're totally doing that.
Oh, okay.
We're totally doing that.
All right.
Speaking of.
Yeah.
So you know how there's an H Mart right next to my house, right?
Yes.
I live on the Upper West Side. There's an H Mart. It's the best thing ever.
Jealous.
I have mochi like every single day, and that good rice and the extra sodium soy sauce. They're opening a BBQ chicken inside the H Mart.
Get out.
I'm so excited. So I think once that opens, what we'll do is we'll bring fried chicken from KFC, BBQ chicken, and Panda Express.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a taste test. You're gonna try to tell me which one is which.
And look, hypothetically speaking, if I end up guessing that I like Panda Express the best, then I'll give it all to you. Then I'll say, okay, fine, you're right.
You can stop giving me crap about it.
Yeah, I'll stop giving you crap about Panda Express.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I like how we only talk about food on this podcast.
Last week's episode we talked about food. This week's episode we talk about food. Next week's episode we're gonna bring food.
I actually really want to try a new place in Chinatown, and I'm wondering if we could take a field trip.
Do you have a favorite spot in Chinatown right now, or are you still looking for
I'm still looking for a favorite spot right now.
Because if you do...
Because I have favorite spots around like the Upper East Side and the Upper West Side, but not in actual Chinatown. I don't really go to Chinatown that much in New York. I did in Boston a lot, but I really should.
The Boston's Chinatown don't
It's like
count.
2 blocks. It's
not
so small.
Trying to throw shade at the Boston Chinatown, but y'all like this small compared to like New York's like giant.
I mean, that's not really their fault. That's
Yeah, it's just location
gentrification and pushing people out and
so
building new high-rise complexes, but I'm not mad about it.
Hey, happening in Chinatown, in New York, San Francisco, everywhere.
Really.
Yeah.
Everywhere. In China itself, all of the Hutongs are being like, so do you know about
The old towns and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So Hutongs are like it. So I grew up in Beijing, and I live pretty much in the city of Beijing, whereas a lot of expats and foreigners or people who move to China will live in the suburbs near the international schools so they can have big houses.
I didn't know that.
And it's just land out there, so it wasn't really much before. But now they're starting to chai, which means to knock down a lot of old, traditional Chinese houses, which are called hutongs in like smart Chinese neighborhoods. And they're starting to knock them down and build new high-rises and raise the rent, so these people are being forced to move out of the city. So it's happening in China as well.
It's crazy it's happening in China, too. Normally, like, every time I talk about gentrification and all that, I'm always looking at it from an American lens.
Totally.
But it's really refreshing just hearing. I wouldn't say refreshing like a good way, but it's just like, it's good to know that,
It's a
not
wake-up
good
call.
to know, but it's a wake-up call that, like, it's not just in America. Like, everywhere.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, what's happening is, I don't know if I'd call it gentrification in China because it's not necessarily the foreigners who are moving into those. It's just more wealthy Chinese people.
But I
like
would
new
still
money.
I would still consider it gentrification. I wouldn't say gentrification is
With, like,
bound just with race.
Well, historically it is.
Historically,
The definition of it, yes.
is like classically it's like predominantly like Caucasian and white people who like push out
Black and brown communities,
like people of color, black and brown people from their communities, so they could live there. But I feel like but a lot of it ties down to money.
Yeah.
It comes down to money at the end of the day. So and it just so
laws
happens
that are
and laws. It just so
really
happens
unfair.
it happens that like here in America, a lot of the laws and the money comes from white people. So therefore, historically, so therefore, gentrification has that association with it. Versus in China, everyone's Chinese.
Yeah.
A lot of people
all
are
money.
Chinese.
It's all about
It's
money.
all money.
Yeah.
It's all money over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is sad to see them go, because a lot of the amazing things that those hutongs bring to the community is, food stands and local shops and just communities that are built around food and community, and that they're being taken away, which is sad. Yeah.
Everything, art.
Yeah.
The traditions.
Totally.
Just
So
for
yeah, if you
high-rise
see that
buildings.
chai sign, it's like a circle and a character, and it's usually in like red spray paint. You'll know that it's about to be knocked down. Yeah, there are no signs; they just spray it directly on the walls. But yeah.
So and people don't have a say about it, do they? Is it just like, oh hey, if we see the sign, then we have to accept the fact?
Well, because the government owns the property, so it's very different.
So
it's very hard to own property in Beijing.
So wait,
most people rent, and if they raise the rent and you can't pay,
we gotta move.
You gotta move.
But then, is that the responsibility of the government, or is that the responsibility of the tenants?
To what?
To find a new place to live.
No, I think that's the tenants.
The tenants have to find a new place to live, and they don't have any say about anything. They just see the sign on their door, and
I mean, it's like similar. If you live in like an apartment, like if my landlord decided to raise my rent next year and I couldn't pay for it anymore, I would just have to leave and find my own place. They wouldn't help me find my own place.
But that's different because this is like you're completely like knocking this building down.
Oh yeah.
Like this is outside of I'm talking outside of just the tenants, like even like the.
I mean, they're given notice, but sometimes it's not a lot of notice.
Yeah, because I feel like didn't they do the same thing during the Beijing Olympics too?
Let's look it up. Oh, yes, in 2008.
You were in Beijing during that
time.
I
was actually not. I was living in San Diego during the Beijing Olympics.
What?
Crazy enough.
Dang, so you missed out on the whole fiasco there then.
Yes, well, I did bringing up so I did visit. I've visited the bird's nest and the water cube and everything, and I've seen it all. And my sister actually volunteered in the Beijing Olympics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in that summer. But we were living in San Diego at the time. But when we were leaving to come to San Diego, it's when they were shutting down all the factories and putting limits on which cars could drive in which states to try to limit the pollution. Because obviously all these athletes are coming to train and they can't breathe because the air is so polluted over there.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah. But you were talking about Chinatown in New York City and your favorite places. Did you have a place that you wanted to?
Oh, yes. Sorry that we got derailed for a second, but I do have a favorite place in Chinatown.
Where is it?
It's a spot. I want to take you there.
Okay. Should we go after this?
Yeah, we could probably go after this.
Okay.
It's a spot called Taiwan Pork Chop House.
Ooh.
It's right by Doyer Street. So there's another famous dim sum spot called Nam Hua. So Nam Hua Tea Parlor is like, I'm just saying it's pretty famous because there's a lot of like non-Asians and a lot of white people who end up going there. So I just say it's like famous in that aspect. A lot of these like American articles have written reviews about them, and less so about this other place that's like literally right next door called Taiwan Pork Chop House. But this spot is amazing. It's cash only.
That's what you know.
Yeah, that's how you know.
That's when you know.
That's how you know it's legit. And they have like you can get like rice bowls and like noodle dishes for like $5.75, $6, and it's like this big. I'm talking about it's like this big. It's decently sized. You get like chicken, pork chop, like fermented cabbage, you know, all that.
That's the thing about authentic Chinese food is that it's so good when it's so cheap. Have you ever had Bingbing?
Genbing, yeah. Is it the
scallion?
Scallion.
Well, it's not scallion pancake, but it's like the crepe.
Yeah.
That goes around the crunchy.
Is it like considered like Beijing like street food? Like
it's like Beijing breakfast,
the egg crepes, right?
Yeah, the egg crepes.
Yeah.
So you have the crepe, and then you put the egg and the scallion, and then whatever toppings you want. Some people do sausage, some people do like fried cabbage, like kimchi.
Wow.
And then the fried. I don't even know what that middle thing that goes in it was called. It's literally like fried dough.
Wow. Yeah,
I wouldn't even know what to call it in English.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's really, really good.
And then like the spicy jiang, the spicy sauce.
They have it in New York. There's a spot called Jiang.
Yeah, but it's like $15, but
yeah,
it's literally
it's so
4
expensive.
RMB in China. It's less than $1 there.
Wow, that's crazy.
And you can get char, like lamb.
You can get lamb too in it, and it's less than like $1.
Yeah.
See, that's Chinese street food right there.
That is.
Dang. But see, I gotta take you to this spot.
Yeah, you should.
In Chinatown, and I gotta take you to this other spot. Do you like ice cream?
I love ice cream.
But
I'm lactose intolerant, but I'll do anything for ice cream.
There's a spot called Chinatown Ice Cream Factory. They've been around since the 80s. Also cash only. They have a lot of really cool flavors and like unique flavors, not like just vanilla and chocolate. I'm talking about like egg tart, like egg custard ice cream.
They have green tea.
They have green tea ice cream,
Sold.
panda, zen butter ice cream, black sesame ice cream, all of that. And they have a few like non-dairy options as well.
We love that.
Yeah.
I feel like non-dairy options are becoming more popular in China too.
Are they?
Because so many people are lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
And normally people don't. Well, also because like ice cream, unless it's in the summer, is not really a sought after dessert because it's cold and.
For me, it is.
Really? Well, yeah. Well,
I'll
you
eat
grew up
ice cream
here.
regardless. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's interesting to see the non-dairy options happening all over the place.
It's starting to pop up. Non-dairy options, vegan options here and there. It's happening in China.
Amazing.
It's happening in China, yeah. Wow, this gets me hungry. I kind of want food though.
Yeah, I think we should go get food after this because it's summer. Oh, speaking of summer, so next week we're gonna dive into more about this. But it is summer. School is out.
School's out. Sun's out, guns out. Hey, Christy. Can you do this for me?
I'm scared.
No, just can you do that? Do you know what that is?
A U?
A gun rack.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. You know I had to do it.
I've never seen that before.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I feel like
I feel like you would have done that to me by now.
I feel like
it's been how many months, Rob?
It's been many months together.
4 months.
We spent a lot of months together.
Yeah, Rob and I have only known each other for 4 months, if you can believe.
Yeah, I know. Crazy.
Anyway, what we were talking. Oh yes. So
summer.
Next week. So it's summer. School's out. There's this little thing called the Gaokao.
Little thing called the Gaokao?
I don't know if you've heard of it. It literally translates to high exam. So it's the highest. It's the national entrance exam in China that all the high schoolers take if they want to go to school, if they want to go to higher education, if they want to pursue a college or university degree. And that just happened in June. The scores just came out.
Dang.
Yeah, this
That's
test
crazy.
basically determines if you go to college or not in China. We're going to talk about it more next week. But if you want to do some research on your own before, but we're going to talk all about it, what's happening, how it affects people in America as well.
Yeah.
Because it is starting to. And we'll be back next week with more about that. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Let us know in the comments if you want us to talk about anything in particular, if you want what kind of food you want to see Rob eat. And
yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. You know how it is right at the bottom right there. Any related videos, could check on the sidebar.
Is there a swipe up thing?
there a swipe
I always
up
see people
thing?
doing that. I
If
feel really cool if you say swipe up.
Yeah.
All right.
But yes, that's all. And
Have a great week.
let's
See you
get
next
Taiwan
week.
Pork Chop House.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.